So, Trick or Treat Studios is going to be releasing an officially licensed Halloween 1978 Michael Myers mask. What do I think about that? It's a fucking shit show! What you think you see, what you think you hear, that's what it's about. Mood and atmosphere. No, it's fucking garbage. It's garbage. Mood and atmosphere. Now that I really like. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. Hey folks, how you doing? Dave McRae here. That's right, you heard me correctly. Trick or Treat Studios, the company behind the officially licensed 2018 Halloween Michael Myers mask, as well as Halloween 2 and the Season of the Witch masks and Halloween H2O and Halloween Resurrection and Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, is now going to be releasing an officially licensed 1978 mask, but also Halloween 4 and 5 as well. Very interesting. So obviously the business agreement and transaction they were probably working on with Trancas obviously finally went through. These things don't happen overnight. This has probably been in the works for quite some time. And now, of course, they're officially announcing it, which is kind of cool. Okay, so what do I think about all this? Well, this news dropped today, and although other sources have picked it up, I first saw it on HalloweenDailyNews.com. So shout out to the fine folks there. I think they do an awesome job. So this is what the article says, according to HalloweenDailyNews.com. Here's what it says here. Trick or Treat Studios just announced what we and they have been waiting for. New officially licensed masks from John Carpenter's Halloween 1978, as well as Halloween 4 and 5, coming in 2019. This is huge news for the mask collecting community, as Trick or Treat Studios already holds the exclusive rights for officially licensed masks and products from Halloween 2 and 3 since 2012, adding The Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, and Resurrection in 2016, and the new Halloween movie in 2018. Now adding the original 1978 Michael Myers mask and those from parts 4 and 5 to this unprecedented lineup. Earlier this evening, November 13th, Trick or Treat Studios unveiled the cover of their 2019 catalog, which features the original Halloween's iconic poster image with a twist on the classic tagline, "The year he came home," instead, of course, the night he came home, referring to the fact that 2019, the license to the original Halloween finally comes to the company. In the comments of the original Instagram post, it is confirmed that we can expect a new 1978 sculpt by Justin Mabry. I think I'm saying that right. Now, for those of you that don't know who Justin Mabry is, this is his photograph right here. And of course, this was taken right from the Trick or Treat Studios website. And it says that he is the VP Art Direction, Character Design. So he's the Vice President of Art Direction and Character Design at Trick or Treat Studios. And if that face looks familiar to those who have been in the mask collecting community for quite some time, it also says in his biography that Justin is the founder and president of Night Owl Productions and is one of the first independent Halloween mask makers to sell directly on the internet. I remember Night Owl Productions very well. I'm not a consistent collector. It's why I only have the one mask there. But over the years, I've collected a ton of masks. I've had the Fear, I've had the H78, I have the MMK, I've had a couple of H78s, actually. And I started sort of getting into the mask collecting game in about 2009. And at that time, the quintessential Halloween 1 mask that you could get was actually called the Fear mask from Cemetery Gate Productions. That's no longer the number one mask that you can get on the market in terms of H1. But at that time, it pretty much was. Everybody wanted the Fear mask, and it was pretty cool. And I've used it in a couple of my fan films, and I've used it in other things as well. So, but over the years, I've probably had about 3 or 4 masks, I think, on the go at one time, but I've sold a few of them off because obviously they're just sitting there collecting dust, and not literally collecting dust. Obviously, I wouldn't be that stupid. But as the term goes, they're just kind of sitting there not being used. So I wanted them to go to a good home. But I wanted to keep one that I thought was just, when it comes to Halloween 1978. And that's that bad boy right back there. That is an AHG, which stands for All Hallows Ghost. That's his sort of screen name, nickname. I believe his real name is Mike, and it's an MMK. So Justin Mabry has been in this kind of game on the independent circuit for a long time, long before Trick or Treat Studios became a big thing in terms of selling Michael Myers masks. And what Justin Mabry is probably most famous for when it comes to Michael Myers masks is actually the creator of The Creep. Do you guys remember The Creep? For those who have been collecting Michael Myers masks for a long time, this is right from the Night Owl Productions website, which is nightowlpro.com, and that is the Creep mask right there. One of the top-selling Halloween 1 masks, definitely of all time, and depending on the light, it's always depending on the light. For those of you that think you can get a Halloween 1 mask that is going to look great in every single shot, in every single angle, no matter how you light it, no matter how you frame it, no matter how high or low you are, you're fooling yourself. Okay, that's why so many masks, H1 masks, whether it's the MMK or whether it was the Fear or whether it was the H78 or whether it was the Creep or whatever the case was, it's almost like you need, a bunch of these masks because, okay, well, the Creep is good for the hallway shot, but the H78 might be good for the phone shot. And those are for hardcore fans who are trying to get like exact replica. I've been doing it, or I was doing it long enough to know that you can get pretty much everything, but sometimes it's like, just when you think you got it, you're like, but you know what, that might it's just the way it is. Okay, it's just the way that very first mask is when we're talking about getting the absolute quintessential H78 mask. But the Creep, you can't go wrong with the Creep. It is a great looking mask. So Justin Mabry designed and created that mask. At least I'm assuming he did. He's the head up of Night Owl Productions. Maybe he didn't create it. I stand to be corrected. But certainly it wouldn't surprise me considering that's what he does and he's the owner of this company. And he's still, according to his website anyway, he's still selling the Creep. And you know what? For $325 US, that's not bad. I'm going to tell you right now, that's really good for that mask. I might pick one up myself, actually. But anyway, so what do I think here of this idea of Trick or Treat Studios getting a hold of this and releasing an official H78 mask, which looks like Justin Mabry's going to be doing? It gets me excited because I think he's been responsible. He released one of the best independent H78 masks, Halloween 78 masks ever, long before it was mass produced. Well, it still hasn't been mass produced, but I think you know what I'm saying. So that gets me excited. However, and this is no offense to the fine folks at Trick or Treat Studios, okay? I don't know them. They don't know me. I'm sure they're nice people. But you guys know me. I'm going to be honest, all right? I don't toe a party line just for the sake of towing the party line. I'm not crazy on their Michael Myers masks. Now, to be fair, when I look at their H2O mask or their Curse of Michael Myers mask, if I was a fan of that version of Michael, if I was a fan of those movies, which I'm not, but if I was, I look at those masks and think to myself, yeah, it's pretty good. Like in terms of a mass-produced mask, yeah, it looks pretty much, yeah, like it's solid. Their Halloween 2 masks and the Elrod mask, which they had, I don't know if they still sell the Elrod mask. I'm assuming they called it the Elrod mask because it was supposed to look like the mask in the Elrod scene, maybe when Michael is at the door behind, Mrs. Elrod when she's trying to wake up her husband. I don't think it looks anything like that. Nothing like that. Literally nothing like that. That's my opinion. And the Halloween 2 mask is like, yeah, there's bits of it. Like I definitely can see it, it's there somewhere. But sometimes I don't have one. I've never bought one. But sometimes people who do get them like the nose will be like, it's almost like he's got ink on his nose, because they're mass produced. So it's like, it's an assembly line. They got to get these things out in high. It's really more about quantity over quality. So I've never really liked the Michael Myers, especially the Halloween 2. And the reason why I focus on the Halloween 2 so much is because out of all the Michael Myers movies, well, that would be the one I would, gravitate towards, because I actually like that movie. I don't like their masks. I don't. Now, they sell other masks as well, okay? But in terms of the Halloween 2 masks, yeah, no, don't like them. Never have. The Halloween 2018 mask has been hit and miss for a lot of people. And I know it is the exact mold that was used by Christopher Nelson on Halloween 2018. I get it. That was one of their big marketing pushes, one of their big selling points. I understand that. Smart, absolutely, right? I mean, if that is true, which no doubt it is, they're going to use that, of course. But it's been hit and miss. I mean, I've seen a lot of people get masks that right from Trick or Treat Studios, a Halloween 2018 Michael Myers mask that is not modified. It hasn't been tweaked or polished or modified or sent off to one of these, these independent guys to fine tune it. They look pretty good. Tease the hair up a little bit, get it in the right lighting. You got to remember that too. If you're going to fucking show photos of any Michael Myers mask in broad daylight on the beach, well, you're just fooling yourself. Okay. So some are not bad. And then others I look at from people and I'm like, yeah, that's what the hell happened there, right? So even the new Michael Myers mask from 2018 is hit and miss. The guy that is in charge of Night Owl Productions, and arguably one of the most famous independent Halloween 1 masks of all time, on the independent mask circuit, so to speak, is going to be creating a mold, a Halloween 1 mold, for Trick or Treat Studios. Well, that gets me excited, but it's going to be on a mass-produced scale, and that concerns me. The detail that Justin has put into that creep, he does it on an individual basis. I say he's not, I don't want to speak for him. If he's watching, maybe he can comment and correct me if I'm wrong. But, the most independent artists, it's a first come, first serve kind of thing, right? You order one and maybe you have a special request, right? Or maybe, whatever the case is. It's not like he goes into his garage and he's got 550 creeps on the wall, although he probably does. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean, right? It's not like he goes into his garage, takes one and then ships it. It's probably, he's probably around Halloween time, pretty busy. He's making a bunch. The mass-produce idea always gets me worried because you can't put the attention to detail, the tiny nuances and subtleties that Christopher Nelson was able to put in because he's only making 3 masks, right? I believe there were 3. And he can fine-tune it and he's got time to work on it, Whereas when you start mass-producing that shit, it's got to be out. So you get the idea, you get the gist of what it looked like. But those tiny nuances and details that really make it pop in the right light aren't necessarily there, which is why some guys and gals feel like they need to ship it to the independent mask makers who can put that attention to detail in. And it's amazing what some of these guys do. They take the Halloween, 2018 mask, which, overall looks pretty good, and then with a couple, a bit of shading and a bit of shadowing and a bit of this and a bit of that, and then they show it to you and you're like, whoa, fuck. Like you didn't realize how much better it could have been. So I'm excited about this idea, and there's no doubt that it's probably going to be the best mass-produced Halloween 1 mask you could probably get, but I'm worried that it might suffer the same fate as some of their other masks, that when they start rolling them out in large quantities, that subtle detail of what really makes that kind of a mask special pop, they might lose that. And that is my worry about that. But, I'm not a customer of Trick or Treat Studios, at least not yet. It's nothing personal. I wouldn't buy the H2O, the Resurrection, or the Curse of Michael Myers mask anyway, because I'm not a fan of those movies. And I have not bought their Halloween 2 masks because I don't think it looks anything like the mask from Halloween 2. I think Cemetery Gate Productions' Warlock mask looks very much like the mask from Halloween 2. Those masks the H2 mask and the L-Rod mask, no, I just don't see it. And their masks are really small, apparently, too. The L-Rod especially. So, it gets me kind of excited because I want fans to be able to have a good, H1 mask. And I'm very curious to see what they're going to do. But at the same time, I'm a little trepidatious because it's a mass-produced situation. When it comes to the Halloween 4 and Halloween 5 masks, don't really care because I don't like those movies anyway. I mean, I like 4. And I certainly like 4 way more than 5. But 5, I don't give a shit about. And 4, I wouldn't buy a 4 mask. But, for those of you who are fans of those movies, that should get you excited. But it just, it's that, it's like, I'm torn. I'm excited, but I'm like, I'm a wait and see. I was a wait and see with the new mask. I remember back in the spring when it was announced that they were going to be rolling these Michael Myers mask 2018 masks out. Everyone was like, Dave, you going to buy one? Did you order one? Did you pre-order? Did you order one? Did you pre-order? Did you pre-order? I totally pre-ordered. I was like, no, I didn't pre-order. Like, why didn't you pre-order? I said, well, because I've seen what I've already seen what they do. So I'm a wait and see kind of guy. And I'm glad I actually didn't, because who's to say I would have got a good copy? And when I say good copy, they're all relatively fine, but it's those tiny nuances that your copy might have that the other one's just, my eye hole is just off a little bit. And in this world, it makes a load of a difference. You wouldn't think it does, but it does. So I probably wouldn't order one from Trick or Treat Studios. I'd go into a Party City or go somewhere where I could actually look at it and buy it if I really wanted one. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, those are my thoughts. I want you guys to comment below and let me know your thoughts on the news that just dropped here. And if you're excited about that, or if you're a little trepidatious like me too. Again, Justin Mabry is the dude. The dude knows what he's doing. He's a top of the line dude. So that should be exciting for you. It's like a team hiring a really good coach, right? A proven coach with like a couple of championships. But at the same time, you're like, but do we have the right players involved here? And do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. It's like, okay, well, it's a good move, but it's got me a little worried. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. Also, comment below and let me know if you are somebody that has ordered a Halloween 2018 mask from Trick or Treat Studios, and you were kind of like, I'm not crazy on it. Maybe you're just like, it's not what I saw in the photo. Or maybe you're like, I had to ship it off to an independent guy to really kind of make it pop a little bit and bring out the subtle details. And now comment below and let me know. I'd love to read about your mask buying experiences, good and bad. And remember, this is not an attack on Trick or Treat Studios. I don't know them. This is just my personal opinion. But certainly I'm excited. I'm excited at the potential of what this could mean for people who, don't have the means or the funds to be able to actually buy those kind of masks. So I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for me too, because I'm kind of like, I want to see what this is going to look like. I'm curious for curious sake, but I'm trepidatious at the same time. Anyways, folks, my name's Dave McRae. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you want to follow me on Facebook, you can at facebook.com/manythingsdavemccrae. That's where I tend to post in the meantime and in between time when I'm not posting here. Link is in the description as well. If you want to help support the channel each and every month via Patreon and get in on some Patreon goodies, that link is in the description too. So, in the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you guys soon. Cheers.